3 words, that was all the assignment said. Create something true. Elena read it 12 times. Each time, those 3 words felt heavier than before. Professor Marsh had said it plainly in class. Your final project must represent your deepest truth. I will know if you've played it safe. Don't. Elena had 4 weeks, then 3, then 2, and on her dorm room floor lay the evidence of her failure, 23 crumpled canvases, discarded, destroyed. She tried painting memory. She tried painting grief. She tried painting hope. Everything looked like a lie the moment the paint hit the surface. She tried painting Rosa, and that was the hardest of all. Every time she tried to remember Abuela's face, it shifted. Sometimes Rosa at 70, sometimes at 40, sometimes a stranger. She couldn't hold the image still long enough to paint it. Because Alzheimer's had done that too. It kept Rosa's face moving in her memory, just like Rosa herself was slipping away. 1 week left, out of canvases, out of ideas, out of time, so she did the only thing she could think of. She went to see Rosa. The memory care facility always smelled like lavender and something that almost covered up the sadness. Elena knew the hallways by heart. 3rd door on the right, the one with the painted sunflower. Rosa was having a bad day. The nurses said it quietly, like a warning. She was sitting by the window, facing the garden. She didn't turn when Elena came in. Abuela, it's me, Elena, your sunshine. Nothing. Rosa's eyes stayed on the garden. Somewhere behind them something was searching, but the door was locked from the inside. Elena had brought paints. She always brought paints, hoping they might be a key. She set them on the table beside Rosa, the tubes of color, the brushes. Rosa didn't even look at them. Elena sat with her for an hour. She didn't talk much. She just sat, because sometimes the most important thing you can give someone is your presence, even when they don't know you're there. That's when she noticed Rosa's hands, resting in her lap, completely still. Those hands had mixed 10,000 colors, held brushes like they were extensions of her soul. Now they were just resting. They weren't trembling, they weren't reaching, they weren't painting, they were empty. And in that emptiness, Elena heard something louder than any painting could ever shout. The absence was louder than anything Elena could paint. The absence was the thing. The absence was the art. She drove home in the dark. She didn't go to sleep. At 3 in the morning, she was sitting on her dorm room floor, a single lamp on, staring at the last blank canvas she owned. She sat with it for 2 hours, not trying to paint it, just looking. And slowly, the blank canvas started to speak back. The blank canvas was Abuela before the diagnosis, before the forgetting, full of everything, every story, every color, every laugh, all of it present, all of it possible. And then the blank canvas became something else. It became Abuela now. The white was not emptiness. The white was erasure. Alzheimer's doesn't leave nothing, it takes everything. Elena sat back. She let out a breath she'd been holding for weeks. She didn't pick up a brush. She looked at the blank canvas and she thought, this is it. This is my deepest truth. But then the doubt came. 3 in the morning always brings the doubt. Is this genius, or is this just a blank canvas? Am I saying something profound, or am I just too broken to paint? She almost picked up a brush 3 times. Each time she stopped, because she knew the moment she added a mark, she would be lying. At 5 in the morning, she called her mother. Her mother answered on the 2nd ring, which meant she had been awake too, which meant some worries travel in blood. Mama, my project, I don't know if it's right. Her mother was quiet for a moment. Then, what would Abuela say? Elena closed her eyes. She heard it immediately, Rosa's voice. Art isn't about copying what you see. It's about showing people what they've been missing. What had Alzheimer's taken? Everything. Rosa's words, Rosa's face, Rosa's ability to find the word for blue. The blank canvas showed all of it. The blank canvas showed exactly what the world had been missing and would never get back. She didn't add a single brushstroke. She simply carried the blank canvas to class. And she walked in like she was carrying the most important painting ever made. The presentation room went quiet when she set it on the easel, a blank canvas. A few students exchanged glances. Someone stifled a laugh. Professor Marsh's face was unreadable. Elena stood beside it. She looked at the blank canvas for a long moment, and when she spoke, her voice was completely steady. "This is my grandmother's memory." She paused. "This is what Alzheimer's looks like." Everything that was there, everything she knew, everything she painted, every word, every color, every face she loved, it's gone. She heard a sound from the front row. A classmate, Marcus, who never cried at anything, was pressing his fist to his mouth, eyes glistening, then another classmate, and another. Professor Marsh took off her glasses and pressed 2 fingers to the bridge of her nose, eyes closed. The room had become something real. Elena felt something loosen in her chest. The thing that had been wound tight for weeks, for months, for years maybe. She whispered the last line, the line she hadn't planned. It just came. Sometimes the most powerful statement is showing what's been taken away. No one spoke for a very long time. Then Professor Marsh stood and began to applaud. Alone, slowly, then the whole room joined. Later, she called her mother. She didn't say much. She just said, "I think Abuela was in the room with me today." And her mother said, "She never left." But something else happened that afternoon. A photo of her presentation had been taken. Someone had posted it, a blank canvas, and 2 words beneath it, "Her grandmother had Alzheimer's." By midnight, 10,000 shares. By morning, 100,000. Elena's grief had found all the people carrying the same grief alone. But Elena wasn't thinking about numbers. She went back to the memory care facility. She set the blank canvas gently against the wall of Rosa's room, and for a moment, just a moment, Rosa turned and looked at it. Did Rosa understand? Elena would never know for certain, but something passed across Abuela's face. The ghost of a smile, the kind she used to give when Elena showed her something worth seeing. The world was paying attention now, but there was still one episode left in this story. One the algorithm couldn't predict, one no one saw coming, including Elena. Next episode, the blank canvas goes viral. A gallery wants to show it, but Elena must make the hardest decision of her life, and Rosa may have one last gift to give. Follow to see how this story ends.